So thank you for coming out on this bright, shiny Saturday morning. It's my pleasure to be speaking here at the 16th Annual NAI Global Chinese Financial Forum. I know it's early, but hopefully I'm going to be talking to you folks about something that is going to be of interest to everybody here. It's Jade. Specifically Jade that is found in British Columbia. Now what a lot of people don't know is that 75% of the nephrite jade in the world actually comes from British Columbia. The last 10 years, the market in British Columbia has seen significant increases, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So there are some inefficiencies in the BC jade market, and that's what how Electra is going to change that landscape for the better. So I will be making some forward-looking statements. Electra Stone is a public company. And we trade under the ticker symbol TSXV ELT. So let's take a look at what the BC jade market looks like right now. So on this chart here, basically you're seeing a representation of the last 10 years in British Columbia. Three important things have happened here. The price has increased on average, the tonnage that's sold is increased on average, and the market share of what's coming out of BC into the global market has increased as well. However, there are some inefficiencies in this market because jade, unlike many other commodities, does not have a transparent supply chain. So let's take a look at how that works right now. So to sum it all up very quickly, you would say that British Columbia has a reactive sales when it comes to how BC jade is moved out of the country. Right now, high net worth or wealthy buyers will come directly from China to Vancouver and oftentimes fly directly to the mine sites, which are found in remote areas of northern British Columbia. And then from there, the jade is moved from northern BC and oftentimes sold at auctions in Vancouver. So each one of these steps, as you can imagine, is an increase in the cost base, an increase in the logistical effort, and an inefficient burden to the buyer. So we'll quickly take a look at how this sort of works and what Electra is going to do. So quite simply put, Electra is going to build a vertically integrated jade mining and trading platform that connects all of the British Columbia supply with the Chinese consumer market. And here's how this works. So quickly just run through the corporate structure of Electra. This is right now, these pieces are being put together, but like I said, Electra Stone, publicly traded since 1976, based out of Vancouver, British Columbia. They have just set up a Hong Kong holding company that will be called Vancouver Jade Holdings. And then we will have a wholly owned foreign enterprise, a WOFE, set up in mainland China, in Shanghai, called Vancouver Jade. I'll elaborate more later if anybody has any questions, but to simply put it, Vancouver will be responsible for the mining and trade of jade. Hong Kong will be international sales and marketing. It'll be the financial center of the business. And raw jade sales, storage, and the showroom will all be located in mainland China. Why are we doing this? Quite simply put, we will be bringing the jade directly to the buyers that want. Logically, if you think about it, anybody that's willing to fly over to Vancouver, fly up to Dease Lake, northern BC, and take a helicopter to go to a mine site and buy jade, is only going to be looking for the best of the best of the best jade. By vertically integrating the industry and bringing all of the jade directly into mainland China, we will bring BC jade more exposure to a larger number of buyers. Okay, so here's how it works. Jade is mined in BC in 3 locations right now, and has been for the last 30 years. Cassiar, British Columbia, Dease Lake, and the Boulder Creek mining cap around it, as well as Mount Ogden. All of these locations are very remote. There's no real road access to any of them, and moving the product out of there down to Vancouver is very costly. This is the first stage in the value curve for jade. So, because of the risks associated with mining for jade, at present time, Electra itself does not yet mine for any jade. That being said, we do have 6 projects. We have begun prospecting. There is lots of jade in northern BC. It's not about finding it, it's about finding the good quality jade, and it's about getting it out. Not to mention permitting and all the other things associated with it. So this is the speculative reason to be looking at jade. As you can see, the prices there range from $20 a kilo on average to over $1,000 a kilo. So that's the hard part. Here's the easier part of the market. So it moves from Dease Lake to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver we bring it over to China. Not necessarily Shanghai, but just over to China. We're going to Shanghai. And this is one of the unique things about jade that makes it different from most every other commodity on the planet. The value of jade in British Columbia is much less than the value of jade once it goes into mainland China. The second you move that product over there, the value increases. This is the second value chain for jade. So what are we going to do right now that's going to make this different? Because we're not remaking the wheel here. People already do this. But like I said, the industry is fragmented. Nobody does all of it. There's multiple chains, which means it exchanges hands multiple times, each time increasing the margin. So for the moment, we have a warehouse facility set up in Shanghai where we'll be storing the jade initially, raw jade. Rather than waiting for buyers to come to the miners or come to the auction or come over to Vancouver, we have proactive sales teams that are on the ground in China, in the major cities, the major jade trading and carving hubs, actively selling the raw product itself. So we have team members in Beijing, Shanghai, Nanyang, Kunming, Shenzhen, and finally in Yangzhou, one of the major carving centers here in China. But nobody will buy jade until they've seen it. I think everybody knows that. So we need to bring those individuals to the product. So we bring them all to Shanghai. Yesterday, Electra Stone shipped its first container of raw jade, 18 tons, left Vancouver to be sent into Shanghai for October 14th. That's our first shipment. This is the third component of the value chain for jade. Okay, so I'm just going to summarize here real quick, just so everybody can understand just how many links there is right now in the jade chain. So you mine it, you ship it. You warehouse it in Vancouver, you ship it again. You warehouse it in China, you manufacture it, and finally you get to ultimate sales. Once you manufacture, once you carve that stone, its value will go up a magnitude in value. I think everybody here probably knows that, because a lot of people have been exposed to jade their entire lives. So again, it's simple. Electra Stone will do this entire process. But in order to capture that margin, we basically are eliminating manufacturing initially, all the warehousing and all of the shipping. We will ship it direct from site to China to consumers. At the moment, our CEO, he is in China right now, meeting with carvers, potential joint venture partners on the manufacturing side, because ultimately we are going to need relationships to be developed in order to capture that very final carved finished product component of the value chain. Okay, so let's just take a quick snapshot here of the next 6 months for Electra. This is where we're at right now, so we will continue to do more acquisitions and work on jade discoveries. That includes joint ventures with companies that are already permitted mining, permitting new operations, and of course trade. Also the launch of our sales and marketing program in China. So this, like I said, has already happened right now. And the idea here will be to generate more buyers, increase cash flow for the company, and increase the market share for BC Jade. I haven't talked about jade at all yet, but it is a relevant component in the overall jade market. The opportunity for BC Jade doesn't just exist because the price and the demand has increased. The biggest opportunity for BC Jade is that despite those increases, it still represents only a small fraction of the global jade market. A Harvard report in 2013 estimated that the raw jade market is over $8 billion US a year. The lion's share of that is still held by Jade, but through proactive sales, through branding, and through our efforts, we're going to increase the profile of nephrite jade, which is the original jade of China, in China. Quick look at the management team. If you guys have any questions about who our team is, what we're doing, that's just sort of a snapshot. I'm more than happy to answer any additional questions. I'm here with a colleague of mine, Jade Robert. She's in the back there. We'll be over there if you want to talk some more. We also do have a manager of investor relations, Mr. Tony Koo. Tony is unfortunately in China right now with John, but if you prefer to speak in Mandarin, you can probably, best way to get him would be WeChat right now. Again, if you have any other questions, I can connect you with Tony, or come speak to myself or Mr. Robert a little later. Thank you for your attention. Thanks, folks.